One, two, one, two, one, two. What's going on? It's your boy Jason Mass here with another music review. Jason Mass playing music. Please like and subscribe. New channel, just getting everything underway. Hopefully, I can take this somewhere bigger. But for now, please like and subscribe if you like the content. Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about 69 by A.R. Kane, released in 1988. A.R. Kane is one of the most criminally underrated shoegaze bands ever. And 69 by A.R. Kane is, to me, one of the best shoegaze albums ever. And shoegaze is a scene that I actively, follow and pursue as far as, different, artists and releases. This is still, you know, what, 34 years after its release, one of the finest shoegaze albums, in my opinion, ever recorded. So let's get off into A.R. Kane 69. Let's talk a little bit about the album, a little bit about the background. The album came out on Rough Trade, 1988, and A.R. Kane, they were one of the architects of what would, later be called shoegaze and dream pop. They may even be responsible for coining the term dream pop. Seem like I've heard that before, read that, somewhere along the line. The vocals, tend to be kind of spacey and aloof and kind of I gotta get a feeling of you know of the vocals sounding like happy and being lost, and it's very kind of free flowing and very formless, perfectly formless. That's one of the vibes I get from listening to the vocals of the music of A.R. Kane, and the music backs those vocals up perfectly. And on this 10-track album, 5 of the 10 tracks to me are perfect. Can't see or hear doing anything different to make those tracks better. We'll go ahead piece by piece, track by track. First track was entitled Crazy Blue. And from the very first track on the album, you can hear it's a crazy, weirded out vocal intro, and it already gives you like a feeling of we're going into some other realm, this other dimension. It's kind of otherworldly kind of experience with this album, and the album does not disappoint from that point forward. And it kind of right after that weird vocal intro, it settles into this very mellow, summer, breezy type of groove. Very summertime, summer feeling. Very beach. The beach it seems like a kind of reoccurring theme, with a lot of shoegaze artists, kind of oceanic kind of energy, that kind of thing. Um, and it's the phrase is repeated over and over. Blue, everything goes crazy blue. Blue, everything goes crazy blue. It's just, it's not a lot of lyrics in the song, but it's just about the feeling of those lyrics. It's like about what the feeling that those lyrics and the way that those lyrics are delivered. It's about the feeling that it gives you, and the feeling that's invoked when listening to it. And it's a kind of loungy kind of guitar riff that carries throughout the track. Perfect track, 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Then we go into the second track, which is another perfect track entitled Suicide Kiss. And starts off big, heavy drum beat, and it just real, very thick drums, and almost kind of dub reggae kind of bass line that kind of carries that. The dub bass line is something that the A.R. Kane, kind of used, here and there on this record, and slight island influence going on there. And it gets to this middle point in the song, in a Suicide Kiss, where the break in it sounds like a car crash, but in the best possible way. And it just, all this noise and chaos, it just comes together, and then it evaporates and goes right back into this nice, agreeable groove, and it just abruptly cuts off. That's a Suicide Kiss, another 10 out of 10. Then we have the third track, which is another perfect track, entitled Baby Milk Snatcher. Baby Milk Snatcher is about, I guess it has a sexual kind of overtone to it. I guess drinking sperm, I guess, or taking it in the mouth, or whatever the case may be. But it's not pornographic. It's just listen to the song Baby Milk Snatcher. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. Enough about that. But as far as the sound of the song, let's talk about that. Again, that dub affected bass and the echoing guitars that kind of come in and out of the track, and that lyric, baby suck seed slow, slow, slow. I looked that video up on YouTube a long time ago, and it had, every once in a while you'll see this, it had a parental advisory on it, which is weird for any shoegaze to ever, get an advisory on it. But anyway, please look up Baby Milk Snatcher, perfect track, 10 out of 10. Again, fourth track, another perfect track, another 10 out of 10 track. This one is entitled Scab. It's very beautifully reverbed snare drum that carries this track, and it's so sparse. It's like so much space in the music of this track. It sounds like an audio version of a hand brushing across the water of a distant desert island. It's the sound of being lost at sea and being okay with being lost at sea. Perfect track. Love Scab by A.R. Kane. Another 10 out of 10. Then we have the fifth track, entitled Sully Day. This one was a 9 out of 10 for me. It has an almost industrial kind of clang to it. And this industrial clang that I'm talking about, it's very spaced out. It's a very spacious kind of track. A.R. Kane utilizes space like in a way that is crazy. It's just insane, just their sense of rhythm and timing, on some of the music on 69. That industrial clang is matched by very distorted, hyper distorted guitars, and again, those very spacey, aloof vocals. Great song, 9 out of 10. The next one is also 9 out of 10. It's entitled Dizzy. Dizzy, it sounds like a cello recital from a school talent show. Is the centerpiece of the melody. Very almost amateurish sounding, almost kind of drone-ish, but it works in this very weird way, and it don't seem like it should work. These manic screams just kind of go in and out of the track, phase in and phase out, and sound like almost like some sort of mental breakdown. Very soft-spoken vocals on this track, and that's clashing up against those screams that just phase in and out throughout the track. Great track, 9 out of 10. And the final perfect track on this record is entitled Sperm Whale Trip Over. Another 10 out of 10 track. And the lyrics, here in my LS dream, things are always what they seem. It's kind of, I took it as maybe a slight ode to LSD, perhaps, with that lyric, maybe. But it's a beautiful piece of work. And it seemed like to me that as a piece of shoegaze music, this is a song that really should have been everywhere and should almost be required listening for anyone claiming to be a fan of the genre shoegaze. It's perfect song, perfect piece of music. Then we go into The Sun Falls into the Sea. This track was a 9 out of 10 as well. Guitars in this, they chime very brightly and sound like maybe sunlight reflecting off of the water. Beautifully disorienting, very beautiful track. That's a 9 out of 10 as well. Then we have The Madonna is with Child, another 9 out of 10 track. It has a very dark and forbidding piano part that's kind of the main focus of that particular song. It's a great track. And it ends with the short and beautifully simplistic guitar exit entitled Spanish Key 3. Another great track, the shortest track on the album, which closes out the album, 9 out of 10. Great song, great closing track. In my opinion, A.R. Kane 69, released 1988, is a 9.5 out of 10, with 5 of those tracks being absolutely perfect. A.R. Kane 69, 1988, 9.5 out of 10. Peace.